Namaste. Meditation on Bhagavad Gita. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Ritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvam Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshinim. Oh, Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Arjuna, which was included in the Mahabharata by the ancient sage Vyasa. O showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism, O goddess contained in the 18 chapters, O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. And now, Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devakim Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. O son of Vasudeva, slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Krishna, supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. And today we come up to 18th Shloka of the Sankhya Yoga, second Adhyaya of the Bhagavad Gita. And Sri Krishna is explaining this phenomenal to Arjuna. In the previous slok, in the 17th slok, he has once again reiterated the fact that this Atman is avinashi, avyaya. It cannot be killed, it cannot be birth, it is ever present, ever existent. Now Sri Krishna is further telling about the nature of this Atman, which is ever perfect, which cannot be dented, which cannot be killed, which cannot be destroyed, which cannot be divided. So this is what Sri Krishna says. Antavanta dehā nityasyoktāḥ śharīriṇaḥ anāśhino aprameyasya tasmād yudhyasva bhārata. And in this particular slok, Sri Krishna is not only just telling him about the nature of this indestructible, imperishable Atman, but having explained all these things in the last few verses that Sri Krishna has started talking to Arjuna, and mainly explaining, you are not going to kill anybody, don't worry. Now he is telling Arjuna, get up and fight again. You see, fight, fight, fight. That is the advice all along that Sri Krishna is giving to Arjuna. Because he has to get rid of the evildoers. He has to get rid of the atatayins that we had heard about earlier. So what this shloka literally means, antavantaha ime dehā. Antavantaha is having an end. What is having an end? Ime dehā. These bodies. These bodies have an end. Nityasyoktāḥ śharīriṇaḥ. Who doesn't have end? Nityasya, one who is ever present. Śharīriṇaḥ, indwelling in these bodies. One who is indwelling in his bodies is everlasting, is of everlasting nature. The bodies, yes, antavanta ime dehā. These bodies will get destroyed, these bodies will die. Anāśhino, aprameyasya. So, what is this śharīriṇaḥ nityaha? The indweller of these bodies, everlasting indweller. What is his nature? His nature is anāśhino, indestructible, and aprameyasya, measure it. It is the expanse of this eye, capital I, not the small I. Expanse of this eye, this indweller in the bodies is immeasurable. You cannot take an inch tape and find, okay, this is from here to here, 5 feet 4.5 inches, or 5 feet 9 inches, or 6 feet 2 inches. No. The expanse of this indweller of the body is immeasurable. This indweller of the body is anāśhino, is non-destructible. So don't worry, Arjuna. Tasmād yudhyasva bhārata. Therefore, get up and fight. Bharata, O Arjuna, O descendant of Bharata, fight. So, this is the teaching of Sri Krishna to Arjuna in this 18th shloka. These bodies of the indweller, who is eternal, indestructible, and immeasurable, these bodies are said to have an end, not the indweller. Therefore, fight, O Arjuna. Just get up, pick up your Gandhi, pick up the arrows, and get ready for the fight. Don't slump in the chariot like a weak person. Now, Swami Chidbhavananda ji says about this, the ocean is ever itself. A portion of the water in it changes place, forming waves on the surface and currents below. Ocean is by itself. There is no change. It is only the waves. It is only the waves which go up and come down and go up and come down. Is there any change in the ocean? No, ocean is changeless. It is only the waves. Elsewhere, it freezes as icebergs. Changes of this kind take place in nature, but the Atman does not undergo any change. It is eternal. All the water in a pond evaporates and disappears. Even so, the body of an individual disintegrates and disappears. But Atman is not exposed to this kind of destruction. It is therefore indestructible. Body can be cognized and described. Like when we say it is immeasurable, it is aprameyasya. Of the body, you can find out, okay, this is height, this is, these are the dimensions, this is weight. You can measure something about the body. But Atman, it is immeasurable. Its expanse is vast. It is eternally existence. How can you measure? Can you measure the, the dimensions of space, Akash? No, you just can't. It is a limitless entity. So is the Atman. It is beyond measuring with any in any units. There is no unit which can measure Atman, whether in terms of inches or feet or centimeters or kilograms or pounds. No. Body can be cognized and described, but Atman is beyond the domain of the mind and speech. So, it is immeasurable. And how is it? How is it beyond the domain of mind and speech? No one can describe Atman. Like when Sri Ramakrishna used to talk to his devotees, the topic used to come to, what happens when one sees, attains samadhi, when one sees Brahman. Then Sri Ramakrishna used to say, Brahman cannot be described in words. Brahman cannot be described how it looks like. No. It is only to be experienced. So that is the status of Atman. That is the status of Brahman. That is the status of Satchidananda. Because of delusion over earthly relationship and over things earthly, Arjuna chooses to recoil from righteous war. Now, suddenly he has got into that delusion of me and mine, although the cousins are absolutely evil minded. They have done everything wrong that a possible enemy can do to other person. They have done everything. They have thrown away Pandavas from their rightful dwelling place. By cheating, they have snatched away all the kingdom of Pandavas. They even sent them to exile. They have humiliated their wife Draupadi in the court, in the royal court, with caretaker King Dhritarashtra sitting there on the throne and all other mighty generals and officers and the councils sitting there in the court. Draupadi was just dragged down by her hair and she was about to be declothed. So all those exigencies the Kauravas had done, which are beyond normal human comprehension. And then, when the time came, when Sri Krishna went to Kauravas to plead the case of Pandavas, that you give them at least some place to dwell. They have now come back, they have completed their exile, they have come back and they are asking their rightful share of this particular kingdom. And Dhritarashtra had said, I won't give them even a space which can be measured on the point of needle. I won't give you that. And after all these, the talks and these failed, then it was decided that the only thing now with which Pandavas can claim their right to the throne of Hastinapur is by waging a war. And there started the preparations. And both the armies now getting ready, they have come up face to face at the Dharmakshetra Kurukshetra. And Arjuna also, in arrogance, he has gone ahead and he has asked Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna is Arjuna's charioteer. Just take my chariot in front, in between both the armies. Let me see who are these, Kauravas. So they are so keen on waging the war against us. Let me at least have a look at them. Let me scan them. What is their caliber? Are they capable of even standing in front of me? And having seen them arrayed in front, and who he saw? Pitamaha Bhishma, the great grandfather. Dronacharya, the grand teacher. Kripacharya, another teacher, and all the Kauravas. And then suddenly this feeling, this emotion of nearness to Kauravas suddenly came up in the mind of Arjuna. And then he says, I am not going to fight. So the entire Arjuna Vishad Yoga went by Arjuna's lamentations of what will happen if I kill them. He knew if he is going to fight, he is going to kill them. That much for sure. He is a Mahabahu. He is a brilliant warrior, trained by Dronacharya himself. And he has slumped. And then in this Sankhya Yoga, Sri Krishna, he has also resigned. He has surrendered to Krishna, saying, Krishna, I just don't understand anything. Now you tell me. Yet, what should I do? And Krishna, like a beloved friend, philosopher, and guide, a smile on his lips, he starts talking to Arjuna. And the first thing he starts, explaining to Arjuna is about death aspect, because that is the first point which Arjuna has taken up. Why I don't want to fight. If I kill them, there will be so much of the entire social fabric will get torn. There will be disarray, there will be chaos, there will be anarchy. So Krishna, first of all, tells him what you're talking about, killing anybody. It is not so. What you will, at the most, what you are going to do is you are going to destroy the bodies. The indweller of the body you can never touch. Neither you can touch nor anybody can touch. So, just don't worry about it. One who is dwelling inside these bodies is ever present, is immeasurable, is avinashi, cannot be destroyed. So forget about your, this pathetic thought that you are going to kill them. Nobody kills anyone. We were all present in the past. We are present now. We will be present in the future. Me, you, and so many, everyone over here. So, after explaining this to him, Krishna says, stand up, Arjuna, and get ready for the fight. Still, Gita is not going to end just here. Once Sri Krishna tells him, Arjuna is also a person with great intellect for that matter. He has so many doubts. And Krishna says that my Arjuna is not going to just, after my saying to him that therefore stand up and fight. Tasmād yudhyasva bhārata. Come and fight. It's not that just my saying yudhyasva bhārata, Arjuna is going to suddenly stand up and take a bow and start the fight. No. There is still a lot of teaching that Arjuna needs. Because now he has to be totally transformed into a mighty warrior with full knowledge. His knowledge is all got diluted. So, after telling this, yudhyasva bhārata, Sri Krishna is again going to talk to Arjuna in the same vein of nobody kills anybody. That particular teaching is going to be hammered by Krishna onto Arjuna in all these coming verses. So that is for our next reading. As of now, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Shri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swami.